Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. Have you ever had a moment where you looked at your life and said, there's more in me than I'm showing the world? Have you ever felt like something inside you, something deep, something powerful, was screaming to be unleashed? That's not just a feeling, that's truth. That's the whisper of greatness calling your name. See, developing a winning mindset doesn't start with talent. It doesn't start with luck. It starts with belief. Not the kind of belief that says, maybe I can. No, the kind that stands tall in the storm and says, I will. You've got to believe that you were born to win, that you were created on purpose, with purpose, that you are not here by accident, and your dreams are not here to tease you, they are here to test you. A winning mindset begins the moment you decide that average is no longer an option. When you stop making excuses and start making moves. When you stop looking at your circumstances and start looking at your possibilities. When you stop asking for permission and start claiming what's already yours. You have something special. But here's the thing, having potential means nothing if you're not willing to pay the price. Everybody wants to win, but not everybody wants to work. Everybody wants success, but not everybody is ready for the sacrifice. A winning mindset knows the price and pays it anyway. There will be days when you wake up and don't feel strong. That's okay. You don't have to feel like a champion to train like one. You don't have to feel like a winner to act like one. Action is what leads the feeling. Get up, dress up, show up, and no matter what, never give up. Because life is going to test you. Life will throw curveballs, heartbreaks, setbacks. You will face rejection. You will hear no more times than you want. But hear me when I say this. Rejection is redirection. Every no is pushing you to the yes that was always meant for you. Every failure is fertilizer for your future. You don't need a perfect path to win. You need relentless persistence. A winning mindset sees obstacles as opportunities. It doesn't shrink in the face of difficulty. It grows. Pressure doesn't crush it, it creates it. Stop saying you're waiting for the right time. There is no perfect time. The right time is the moment you decide to stop watching life happen and start making life happen. The moment you say enough is enough. I refuse to die with my dreams still inside me. A winning mindset speaks differently. It walks differently. It holds its head higher, even when the bank account is low, even when the tears are falling, even when nobody's clapping, because it knows where it's going. It knows the comeback is always greater than the setback. When other people quit, the winner finds another gear. When others say it's impossible, the winner whispers, watch me. When the crowd doubts, the winner digs deeper, climbs higher, and comes back stronger. But it's not just about pushing hard, it's about pushing with purpose. You've got to know why you're doing what you're doing. What's the reason? You wake up early, grind through the late nights, push through the pain, because a goal without a reason is just a wish. But a goal with a purpose behind it, that's a weapon. Think about the people you love. Think about the people counting on you. Think about the legacy you want to leave. Your mindset is not just about you. It's about what happens when you finally rise into the person you were meant to become. When you stop living like you've got forever. When you treat every day like a gift because it is. And yes, there will be moments when you feel like giving up. Moments when the voice in your head says, it's not worth it. But that's when you talk back. That's when you tell that voice, you've had your say. Now let me show you who's really in charge. The mind is a battlefield, and the enemy is doubt. But you've got weapons. You've got faith. You've got discipline. You've got vision. Use them. And remember this, you don't need approval. You don't need a green light from your past. You don't need everyone to believe in you. Just you. Just one person with courage. One person with heart. One person who refuses to give up can change their entire life. The world has enough people playing small. Enough people pretending they're fine when they're frustrated. Enough people stuck in patterns that no longer serve them. But not you. You're here because something in you refuses to settle. Something in you is ready to rise. Something in you is done waiting. This is your moment, your time, your fight. And it starts with the decision to no longer live on autopilot, to no longer be a prisoner of past mistakes, to no longer let fear decide your future. You are built for this, born for this. You have greatness in you. Now go prove it, starting in your mind. You become what you believe, not what you wish for. There's a difference, and it matters. Wishing is easy. Everyone wishes. People wish for success, wish for love, wish for a better life. But wishes don't move mountains. Belief does. Belief changes the way you think, the way you speak, the way you show up when no one is watching. It shifts your actions from optional to non-negotiable. When you truly believe something is possible, you behave like it's already yours. That belief becomes the fuel behind your grind, the reason you keep getting up, the reason you don't quit when it gets hard. Wishing is passive. Belief is active. Wishing waits. Belief moves. Wishing hopes. Belief knows. When you believe you're capable of more, you start looking for more. You start working like your future depends on it, because it does. Belief is the beginning of transformation. You can't outperform the story you tell yourself. If your inner voice is filled with doubt, fear, and hesitation, your life will reflect that. But if you feed yourself with certainty, with faith, with resilience, then that becomes your default language, and the world responds. People don't fail because they're not talented. They fail because they don't believe in their talent. They fail because deep down they don't think they're worthy of the next level. If you believe you're not enough, you'll self-sabotage the moment things start working. That's why belief isn't just a nice thing to have. It's survival. It's the root. It's the foundation. You don't need more strategies. You need a stronger story, one that empowers you, not limits you. One that says, I belong in this room. I can build this life. I can carry this dream. And belief isn't just about the good days. It matters most when you're in the dark, when the doors close, when the plan falls apart, when the results don't show up. That's when belief has to speak louder than your circumstances. That's when belief has to remind you who you are, even when the evidence says otherwise. Anyone can believe when it's easy. But those who win long term are the ones who keep believing when there's no guarantee it'll work. That's the difference between those who try and those who achieve. You become what you believe. And belief is built. It's not magic. It's not born. It's forged through repetition, through failure, through daily choices. Every time you do something hard, every time you show up when it's inconvenient, every time you choose growth over comfort, you're reinforcing your belief. You're telling your brain, this is who I am now. And when that becomes your identity, you stop chasing success, you attract it. Because success always follows belief. It never leads it. So the question isn't what do you want? The question is what do you believe you deserve? What do you believe is possible for you? Because that belief becomes your standard, and your standard shapes your effort, and your effort becomes your results. People with low belief aim small, dream safely, and move slowly. People with high belief stretch bigger, speak bolder, and take risks. Not because they're reckless, but because they know that nothing changes until they believe they can change it. If your life feels stuck, check your belief system. Check what you're telling yourself every morning. Check what stories you've accepted as truth. Are you operating from fear or from faith? Are you reacting to the past or creating from the future? The fastest way to shift your life is to shift what you believe about yourself. Everything starts there. Not your job, not your environment, not your bank account, your belief. Because once you believe differently, you move differently. And once you move differently, everything else follows. Comfort is the enemy of growth. It looks harmless, feels good, and wraps itself around your routine like a warm blanket. But comfort doesn't push you, it pacifies you. It whispers, stay here, you're doing fine, even when you know you were made for more. Growth never happens inside the zone where everything is easy, predictable, and familiar. Growth starts at the edge, right where discomfort lives. It's in that space where your muscles are challenged, your mind is tested, and your spirit is stretched. The trap of comfort is that it rewards you short term while stealing from your long term. It gives you temporary peace but robs you of lasting progress. When you get too comfortable, you stop chasing, you stop learning, you stop becoming. And slowly, without realizing it, you settle. Not because you wanted to, but because comfort made it easy to stop caring about what you once promised yourself. You said you'd go for it. You said you'd break the cycle. You said you'd be more than your environment. But then came convenience. Then came routine. Then came tomorrow. Discomfort is a signal not to stop, but to pay attention. It means you're doing something different, something your old self isn't used to. That's good. That's where the growth lives. Discomfort is where your next level starts. It's where the weak parts of your discipline get exposed and rebuilt. It's where your excuses get loud, but your purpose has a chance to speak louder. If you always choose the path of least resistance, don't be surprised when you arrive at a destination you didn't want. Growth demands that you get uncomfortable on purpose, that you walk into new rooms, speak new truths, stretch new skills, and it won't always feel inspiring. It'll feel awkward, messy, vulnerable. You'll want to retreat. You want to go back to what's familiar. But don't let comfort trick you into thinking it's peace. True peace comes from progress. True fulfillment comes from knowing you're growing, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. People don't change their lives by accident. They change them by getting uncomfortable with average, by refusing the coast, by waking up one day and saying, this isn't it for me. I'm not done. And that choice, over and over again, is what creates change. You're not stuck. You're just standing still in a place that feels safe. But safety and success don't live in the same neighborhood. You have to choose which one matters more. There's no perfect time to leave the comfort zone. The timing will never feel ideal. The stars won't line up. The fear won't vanish. The discomfort won't go away. But what can change is your willingness to face it. To say, I'd rather be uncomfortable growing than comfortable shrinking. That decision rewires your identity. It builds your confidence. You show yourself what you're capable of, not by reading about it, but by walking through it. Growth isn't glamorous. It's gritty. It's the early mornings, the late nights, the silence of working when no one's watching. It's showing up when you'd rather quit. It's speaking truth when silence would be easier. It's setting standards when the world around you is lowering them. You don't grow by accident. You grow by choice. And those choices, repeated daily, shape your future more than any one-time decision ever could. So when you feel uncomfortable, don't panic. Pay attention. That discomfort means you're stepping into something new. It means you're not settling for yesterday's version of you. It means you're alive, evolving, becoming. Let others chase easy if they want. You're chasing growth. You're chasing the version of yourself that doesn't just survive the discomfort, but learns to master it. Your mindset is the gatekeeper of your potential. It decides what you let in, what you shut out, what you chase, and what you avoid. Everything starts in the mind. Every dream, every breakthrough, every decision to change your life begins with a single thought that says, maybe I can. And the moment that thought is born, the gatekeeper either opens the door or slams it shut. Your mindset will either fuel your future or defend your limits. It will either tell you keep going or convince you this is enough. Most people don't hit their ceiling because of lack of talent. They hit it because of a mindset that refuses to stretch. A mindset that's been trained to protect comfort instead of pursue greatness. The mind looks for patterns, for safety, for control. But growth isn't predictable. Opportunity isn't comfortable. Purpose doesn't show up neatly packaged and painless. And if your mindset is wired to fear risk, to avoid discomfort, to obsess over perfection, then every time you're close to leveling up, the gate slams shut. You don't need more motivation. You need a mindset that's trained for resilience, one that doesn't fold under pressure, one that doesn't crumble when you hear no, a mindset that doesn't look at the odds and shrink, but one that looks at the odds and says, let's go anyway. Your mindset is not just how you think, it's how you respond. It's the voice you listen to when nobody else is around. It's the lens through which you see setbacks, failure, and challenge. A limited mindset sees failure as a sign to stop. A winning mindset sees failure as feedback. A limited mindset says, this always happens to me. A winning mindset says, what can I learn from this? A limited mindset waits for circumstances to change. A winning mindset creates momentum in the middle of chaos. It's not about ignoring reality. It's about choosing a narrative that keeps you moving. Every time you face resistance, you have a choice, default or design. Default is what you've always done. Design is what the best version of you would do. Your mindset can be reprogrammed, but only if you're intentional about it. You've got to decide that old beliefs don't belong in a new future. You've got to challenge the stories you were raised on. The ones that said people like you don't make it, that success is for others, that you should be realistic. Realistic is just code for small. And small isn't why you're here. Your potential doesn't live in your skills. It lives in your mindset. It's not about how good you are when things are easy. It's about how strong you stay when everything is uncertain. Can you still believe in yourself when the outcome isn't guaranteed? Can you still act with courage when the fear shows up loud? That's what separates those who talk about it from those who walk into it. The mind will lie to you. It will tell you to slow down, to wait, to take the safe road. It will whisper all the reasons you're not ready. And if you're not conscious, if you don't challenge it, that voice becomes your identity. But if you train your mindset daily through gratitude, discipline, repetition, and exposure to truth, you become the gatekeeper. You decide what stays and what gets thrown out. You decide what you believe, and belief creates behavior. People who achieve uncommon success are not smarter, faster, or luckier. They just refuse to let their mindset become a cage. They've learned how to use their thoughts as tools, not as limits. They show up even when they're scared. They take action even when the path is unclear, because their mindset is aligned with growth, not fear, with progress, not perfection, with legacy, not laziness. Discipline is the bridge between goals and results. Everyone has goals, dreams, visions of a better life, a stronger body, a thriving business, deeper relationships, but very few are willing to walk the narrow, unglamorous, repetitive path that leads there. That path is discipline. Not the kind that screams or punishes, but the kind that quietly shows up day after day without applause. The kind that tells you to do the work even when you don't feel like it. The kind that chooses progress over pleasure, purpose over comfort, consistency over convenience. Without discipline, goals stay stuck in journals and vision boards. They sound good, they inspire people, but they never come to life. Discipline is the difference between what you say and what you actually live. It's the muscle that gets stronger every time you keep a promise to yourself. Every time you wake up early when you'd rather sleep in. Every time you say no to distractions. Every time you focus when the world is begging you to scroll. You're building something that can't be taken from you. You're building grit. You're building trust in yourself. You're proving that you don't just have dreams, you have direction. There's no such thing as motivation that lasts forever. Motivation is loud but temporary. It's emotional, fleeting, and often unreliable. Discipline, though, it doesn't wait for a mood. It's rooted in decision, not inspiration. You can't rely on feeling like it. You have to train yourself to do it anyway. That's what separates those who dabble from those who dominate. Winners don't always love the work, but they respect what the work creates. They know that success doesn't reward the most excited. It rewards the most consistent. Discipline isn't just about doing more. It's about doing what matters most. It's about saying no to the wrong things so you can say yes to the right ones. It's managing your time like it's your most valuable currency, because it is. It's learning how to delay gratification, not to deprive yourself, but to elevate yourself. It's not punishment, it's preparation. Every disciplined action is preparing you for a result that others will call lucky, not realizing the hours, the sweat, the sacrifice that built it. And here's the truth. Discipline is hard. It's inconvenient. It's often lonely. But so is regret. So is staying stuck in a life you know you've outgrown. So is waking up one day and realizing you had everything you needed to win, but you never mastered yourself enough to use it. You will suffer either way. The pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Only one of those leads to growth. Discipline is also how you build momentum. You don't need to overhaul your life in a day. You need to make one disciplined choice, then another. One rep, one call, one honest conversation, one clean meal, one focused hour. Stack them, repeat them. Over time, discipline becomes who you are, not just what you do. It shapes your identity. And once your identity shifts, the results start showing up almost automatically because now your habits are aligned with the future you've committed to. It's easy to look at someone successful and admire the outcome. But the outcome is just the surface. Underneath it is a foundation of discipline. Quiet hours, focus time, boundaries kept, temptations resisted. It's not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you're voting for the future you want. You're closing the gap between intention and execution. You're walking the bridge step by step from where you are to where you know you're meant to be.